Assalamu alaikum to one and all. Good morning, everybody. We are in for a new lecture today with English lesson 1.3. Have you ever seen, and the writer or the poet is unknown. Out here the word is written anonymous. Anonymous means unknown. No one knows who has written the poem. There are 3 stanzas in this poem, and there are rhyming words in the poem also. Every 2 lines have the end words rhyming with each other. If you check it out, I'll just read it out. You have to have your textbook open to page number 13 of your English textbook, so that you can follow me as and when I read the complete poem. Have you ever seen by an unknown poet? Have you ever seen a sheet on a river bed, or a single hair from a hammer's head? Has the foot of a mountain any toes? And is there a pair of garden hose? 4 lines. The end words bed, head, end words toes, hose, rhyming words of the stanza. Second stanza. Does the needle ever wink its eyes? Why doesn't the wing of a building fly? Can you tickle the ribs of a parasol, or open the trunk of a tree at all? Next stanza has again rhyming words. The end words of the 2 lines, first 2 lines is I, fly. Next 2 lines is parasol, all. Third stanza, or the last stanza of this poem. Are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? Have the hands of a clock any left or right? Can the garden plot be deep and dark? And what is the sound of the birch's bark? The last stanza has again rhyming words at the end of this line. Bite, right, dark, bark. Here in this poem of 12 lines, you will find 4 different types of poetic devices, or you can call it as figures of speech. One is pun. Here the word pun is giving, where one word has 2 or more meanings, and every line has such and such a thing, where I shall be explaining it to you. Next one is every line has a question mark. Every line has a question mark. That is showing you poetic device of interrogation, which means question asked for no answer but understood directly. The next one is alliteration, where word or words have first letter of many words in the same sentence are same. You can have it in that way. The second line you can check out. Hair, hammer, head is one alliteration. Then you have another one down there. The 4th line of the second stanza. The trunk, tree. That is alliteration out there. Then you have personification, where personification is the next figure of speech, which tells you where a non-living thing is given the quality of human being, human quality of living. There is, as the first stanza, 3rd line, foot of a mountain any toes. Obviously you as a human being have toes, the mountain does not have toes. So but the mountain is being said that it is having foot and toes. In that way. Then you have tickle the ribs of a parasol. Parasol is an umbrella, and you as a human being have ribs, and if someone tickles you, someone prickles you, someone touches you on your ribs, you start laughing, you start giggling, you give a smile on your face. Same way, but the umbrella being a non-living thing has ribs, has ribs on the parasol, the steel frame in it or the metal frame in an umbrella is called the ribs. So if you touch the ribs of the parasol, obviously it's not going to laugh or not going to giggle or not going to smile to you. The same way, but when you touch a human being on the ribs, he or she will giggle or give you a smile or just start laughing loud also. So let me start off with a poem where I explain to you the main part of the poem. The word is pun, a word having more than two meanings. Then interrogation, every line has a question mark where show that question asked for the sake of a question only and not to be answered, or there is no answer to such type of a question but just directly understood. Then you have the third part is your personification where non-living things are made to live. You can have it, another one is also there, the first line of the second stanza. First line of the second stanza, does the needle ever wink its eye? We human beings have eyes and we wink or blink our eyes. Open and close of your eyes means you're blinking your eyes, you're winking your eyes in that case. But the needle has an eye. The needle has a hole in the metal piece. That hole is called an eye of a needle in that case. So it is that way. Okay, no problem. We are on with our explanation its way. I'll explain the whole poem probably in one lecture. It may take me more than 10 minutes or more than that. So just bear with me so that I can finish off this whole poem at one stroke. Let's start off. Have you ever seen a sheet on a riverbed or a single hair from a hammer's head? Let me explain every line in a slowly and steady manner so that you understand every bit of the word on the poem. Have you ever seen a sheet on a riverbed? Well, on the bed which we sleep on, we use bed sheet or bed covers or counterpanes to cover the bed. But on the river bed, that means the bed of the river, the bottom of the river also has a bed, which we call it as a bed, but it does not have a sheet. Like we people sleep on beds, we sleep on cots, we sleep on maybe metal or maybe wooden beds or cots in that way, and we do cover the mattresses with bed sheets or counterpanes or some other piece of cloth so that looks much more decent and usable for you to sleep on. The word bed has two meanings out here. That means the word bed has a pun. The word bed is telling you the bottom of the river. The floor of the river is called a bed, whereas we human beings sleep on a bed, on a cot. That means the word bed is giving you a pun or double meaning in that particular line. Next line, or a single hair from a hammer's head. Again out here, the word head is being given the pun word or double meaning word. You have a head, I have a head, we all human beings have, and animals have heads. Not that, no. But here the quality of head is given to a hammer, which is a non-living thing. Like we have hair on the head of on everyone's head there is hair, but does the hammer ever have hair on the head? No. That is why it's saying or a single hair from a hammer's head. Obviously the hammer does not have any hair, so that is why it is saying like we human beings have hair on the head, and many animals also do have hair on the head, but the hammer does not have a hair in that case. Any doubts, any questions, any queries, please ask me. Has the foot of a mountain any toes? Here the next line is telling you that we human beings, again the word toes is used in two ways, telling you that the toes of the human beings, we all human beings have toes, the animals have toes, but does a hill, does a mountain, does a mound, does a hillock have any toes? No, but it has a foot. The mountains, the hills, the hillocks, the mountains do have foot. So the quality of the mountain having foot is showing you the quality of human beings having toes. That means the mountain is being made living because of having foot in that case. So there is personification along with pun in that particular line, and the interrogation part is also there because that particular line has a question mark. Remember, interrogation is that type of poetic device or figure of speech which asks only a question without any reliable answer in that case, because the question is just a rhetorical type of question, the question that is asked only for asking a question but no answer to this particular question. Fourth line of the first stanza, and there is a pair of garden hose. Garden hose, obviously garden is a place where you have good amount of plants, good amount of flowers, good amount of greenery, ample amount of fragrance out there. People, children, birds keep visiting such a place. They entertain themselves, they recreate themselves, and so on and such manner. But the word hose means a pipe. And here it has double meaning. Again, the word hose is giving you a pun in that manner. And the word hose means a flexible tube or flexible pipe used to water the complete garden. And what is the second meaning? The second meaning is stockings worn by actually females in that case, where girls do wear such type of stockings, or you can call it as tights in that manner. And this is the double meaning. Again, the word hose has double meaning. The word is pun in that manner. And again, it is the word hose. Out here there is no figure of speech, there is no alliteration, but there is pun and interrogation in this particular line. Again, I am reminding you, the pun word means it's a figure of speech, and explaining you that words having many meanings, double meanings or more than that. And interrogation is a question asked only for a question where you are not supposed to get the answer of and understand it rather in a directly manner. Okay, we'll just stop for this lecture now. Any doubts, any queries, any problems, any word, any line you've not understood, you can give me a call. You better subscribe to the channel, you better like the channel, you better share the channel, so that everyone in and around at least Maharashtra will refer to it and will enjoy it. If the syllabus is same anywhere else, they can enjoy this particular poem and understand the poem in a better way. We as Herites are ever willing to work and devote ourselves to the common man, to the public, to the children of India. And thank you very much. Jazakallah.